You are at the store, and a recipe calls for shortening, or for a fat to fry in, or for the makings of a good pie crust. So you reach for the tub of vegetable shortening, or the bottle of oil, or a pound of butter at near $6, and you pay your money and carry it home, and you never think twice about it. And all the while, at the meat counter not 20 feet away, the butcher is throwing away, or selling for almost nothing, the very thing the old folks built their whole kitchen upon: the fat trimmed from the meat, the leaf fat from around the kidneys, the finest of all. Pork fat that renders down into clean white lard, the best fat there is for frying and for the flakiest crust you will ever roll. The store would rather sell you a manufactured tub than let you know the good fat was there all along, nearly free, asking only a little of your time. It happens because the knowing of it got lost. There was a time every farm kitchen rendered its own fat and thought nothing of it, and a crock of lard sat on the counter, and the tallow in the cool cellar as a matter of course. There is no mystery to rendering fat. There never was. It is one of the plainest things a kitchen ever did, and it costs you almost nothing, and it gives you a finer fat than money can buy at the store. You can learn the whole of it in the time it takes that kettle to boil. I am Annie Stoltzfus. I am Amish, from Lancaster County in Pennsylvania, and I have rendered lard and tallow my whole life, the way my mother taught me and her mother taught her, in the same pot, after every butchering. Today I will show you the old way, where to get the fat, how to render it down clean and white and mild, how to keep it, and what it gives you in return. One thing before I show you how: there is far more of these old ways than I could fit into a single video, so I gathered them into a book, 66 of them, the kitchen and the cooking pot and the breadboard and the rest of the house, with the honest savings written beside each one. It is at the link below for anyone who wants the whole of it. I will not bring it up again. If you would like it, you know where to find it. Now, let me show you how we rendered the fat. The first thing is to get your fat, and you need not raise a hog to do it. Go to the butcher counter and ask for fat trimmings, or better still, for leaf fat. The soft fat from around the kidneys of the pig, which renders into the cleanest, mildest lard of all, the lard for your pastry. Most butchers will sell it to you for next to nothing, for it is the part most folks no longer want. Beef fat, called suet, renders the same way into tallow. Ask plainly for it. You will be surprised how cheap it comes. The second thing is to cut it small and start it low. Cut the fat into little pieces, the smaller the better, for small pieces give up their fat faster and more evenly. Set them in a heavy pot. Your iron Dutch oven is just right, over a low, gentle heat. And here is the whole secret. So listen close. Low and slow. Do not rush it with a high flame. Let the fat melt out of the pieces slowly, stirring now and again so nothing sticks or scorches. The third thing is to watch it through, for the heat is the whole matter. Rushed over high heat, the fat scorches and turns brown and bitter and smells unpleasant, and a scorched batch cannot be saved. Kept low and patient, it stays pale and mild and tastes of almost nothing at all, which is just what you want in a fat that must serve sweet pastry as well as savoury frying. As it renders, the little pieces will shrink and turn golden and crisp and float, and the clear fat will gather below them. The fourth thing is to strain it and store it. When the bits have turned crisp and gone golden, the fat is rendered. Pour it, while still warm and liquid, through a clean cloth into clean jars to catch every last bit. It will be clear as honey going in, and it will set up white and firm and lovely as it cools. Kept cool, it keeps for months. In the cold box or the freezer, the better part of a year. And do not throw out what is left in the cloth. Those crisp golden bits are the cracklings, wonderful crumbled over greens, or into a pan of cornbread, or eaten with a bit of salt while they are warm. Nothing wasted. Now let me take a moment for this is where it comes together. Ask the butcher for the fat, the leaf fat best of all. Cut it small, render it low and slow, never rushed, never scorched. Strain it warm through a cloth and let it set white in the jar. And keep the cracklings, for they are a treat in themselves. A few plain steps, none of them hard, and the fat itself near free. And here is the thing to carry with you, beyond the saving. That lard makes the flakiest pie crust there is, flakier than butter, flakier than any tub of shortening, for which our crusts have always been known. It fries an egg or a potato beautifully, and it cost you a few cents and an afternoon against $6 for a pound of butter or a tub of something made in a factory from who knows what. There is no money in teaching folks to render their own fat. The store would far rather sell you the tub. Nobody runs an advertisement telling you the good fat is sitting at the butcher counter for pennies, because there is nothing in it for them to sell. So the knowing of it got quiet, the way the good plain habits do when there is no profit in saying them aloud, passed from mother to daughter, for as long as there were daughters in the kitchen to learn it. So this week, when you are next at the counter, ask the butcher for a bit of leaf fat or some trimmings, and render yourself a small jar. Cut it small, keep the heat low, strain it, and let it set white and clean. Use it in your next pie crust and see for yourself what the old folks knew. Then tell me in the comments, did your mother or grandmother keep a crock of lard? And what did she make with it? The little tricks are exactly the kind of thing that gets lost when nobody writes them down, and I read every one. Until then, keep the plain things close. They were never half so simple as they looked.